Access health plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care. A proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. 6 model homes are now open to tour at Del Webb at Rockin' K. Here, life is about more than just beautiful homes. It's about the experiences waiting outside your front door at this new 55-plus active adult neighborhood. LiveRockingK.com. Designed by nature. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Coach Tommy Lloyd here. Did you spend money on your AC this summer? My friends at Rightway will give you back up to $3,000 for those repairs.
That's right. No matter who did the repair, we'll buy it back for up to $3,000 towards the purchase of a new heating and air system.
No repair bills this year? No worries. Get 0% interest up to 60 months. 25C tax credits. $3,000 trade-in for your old AC. Plus 10-year parts and labor warranty.
Have an aging heating and air system out of warranty? We'll inspect it absolutely free. Call Rightway Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing today. 520-201-8220.
Bear down, Wildcat Nation. Our Window Depot coverage of U of A basketball continues. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, a full wrap-up of today's Wildcats contest. Top takeaways, reaction from the players and head coach Tommy Lloyd, plus your thoughts on what you saw. The postgame show is brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is your home for Arizona basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Standing dribble there. Pete setting that high screen again. Burries will drive again to the bucket. Off the glass, 2 more.
It's
and
rinse.
Burries, that's his third 20-point game of the season.
Rinse and repeat. Ball screen in the middle third. Just let Burries drive it.
96-62 the final. Your Arizona Wildcats knock off Abilene Christian 10-0 to start the season. Relatively easy night. Some interesting things to take out of this game tonight. Jaden Bradley scoring 10 points on 10 free throws. He was on the way to a record, but in a game where he's not necessarily needed and probably wasn't going to play more than the 21 minutes that he played, wasn't likely to get there tonight. Brayden Burries continues to play solid offensive basketball as well as defensive basketball there. And we got to see C.D. Gay come off the bench and make a little bit of an impact down the stretch with 4 points. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. We will be with you here probably till around 11:30, midnight, somewhere in that range this evening, talking about Arizona basketball. If you're headed home from the game, absolutely would love to hear from you. Here with me, as always, Kelvin Ifan, J.W. Madden. We'll start J.W. Madden with you. Top takeaways.
I think it was, a little ugly to start. A lot of fouls, DK. 38 free throws for the Cats tonight. My one big issue with tonight's game was some sloppy passing. I think that there were a few too many hover the ball out there, and try to lead the receiver type of thing that got picked off by Abilene Christian. You really could have finished this game with, 10, 12 turnovers instead of 19, which is what Arizona finished with. But what can you say about 67% from the field, DK? Yeah. And another dominant rebounding battle. Arizona's just a bit of a well-oiled machine. It was nice to see them work on some new little twists. Obviously, Brayden Burries got a little bit aggressive there, going to the hole, which is really impressive. Those high finishes off the glass, really skilled. And, it's tough, DK, when you come off playing Auburn and Alabama And, all due respect to Abilene Christian Wildcats, they're not in the same league as those two teams are. And so you always wonder, especially with a young team coming back home, how much effort and energy and focus are they going to have? But for the most part, I just think the focus was there. I could do without some of the sloppier turnovers, but hey, 30-plus point win, DK. On to the next one. 10-0. Doesn't get much better than that.
Not at all. Not at all. I agree with you. Obviously, coming off a game where the Wildcats had just 4 turnovers to have 19, a little bit messy. But I think, like Tommy Lloyd said, kind of in his post-game press conference there, when you have a team like that was kind of what they do, and there was an opportunity there to score the basketball, which they did at a very high clip in this ball game, and man, get to the line 38 times and make 30 of those. That was pretty impressive as well, to shoot 67% from the floor and 79% from the line. Kind of makes up for the fact, obviously, that you turned it over 19 times, clean up that sloppiness, but still, they were able to do some things at the offensive end of the floor, and just, I think, continue to see a lot of the stuff we talked about in the pregame show. Anthony Del Orso, aggressive to the basket. Mo Krivas and Toby Awaka doing what they do on the glass, and Mo Krivas, I think he had about 4 or 5 slam dunks in the game tonight, so getting some opportunities underneath. I still want to see this team finish, I think, a little bit better, especially the bigs finish a little bit better than we've seen at times with some of the blocks from behind. That's a little concerning, and I've talked about that over the course of the last few weeks, so want to see them clean that up for sure, but not going to argue, obviously, with the performance tonight in a 34-point win over Abilene Christian. Hear from you, 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We'll get our first break of the evening. Want to shout out one of our new sponsors on the show, Factory Direct Mattress. Appreciate the folks over there for jumping on board with our Arizona Wildcats coverage for men's basketball, football, baseball, and softball. Thanks again to the folks out at Factory Direct Mattress. DK and J-Dub here, and as well as Kelvin Efon. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Our Window Depot postgame coverage is just getting started. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The postgame show is brought to you by Advantage Air and Mechanical, Cactus Auto Company, Casino del Sol, Done Right Services, Drain Masters, First Chiropractic, Idaho Central Credit Union, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, Royal GMC, Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, The Window Depot, Bear Down Roofing, Dorado Rock, Essential Pest Control, Goodfellas AC, Hughes Federal Credit Union, Johnson Manley Company, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put member success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
We are the rush, the pulse, the thrill you didn't see coming. Welcome to Club Soul at Casino del Sol, where Tucson's best just got better. Join Club Soul today and get $20 free play. That's right, your first play is on us. Play, earn, and unlock exclusive rewards that take your experience to the next level. More thrills, more perks, more of what makes Casino del Sol unforgettable. We are Club Soul, only at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Enterprise of the Bosco Yaqui Tribe.
Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Always trust the big guy. Mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair at coolwillies.com. Cool Willie's is proud to be a partner of the University of Arizona Wildcats basketball radio broadcast. Two powerful teams working hard for you to get the job done right every day. Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Big enough to help, small enough to care. Remember to mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair. CoolWillies.com.
Hi, this is Natalie Fernandez at Meridian Wealth Management. And one of the hardest things I witness is when someone passes and they hadn't updated their beneficiaries properly beforehand. We all experience change in our lives, marriage, divorce, kids, and we work very hard for what we have. Leaving your legacy exactly the way you desire is important. This is your reminder to review all of your beneficiary designations today and at least annually. Seek guidance if you need it. Call our office at 520-719-1433 for more information.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
If you could rewind 10 years, what would you do differently? Buy Apple stock at $20? Skip the Ghost Pepper Challenge? Maybe even rethink the skinny jeans. Nate here, owner of Blue Sky Pest Control. Some regrets are harmless, termite damage isn't. You can't go back in time, but you can keep termites from eating your future. Call Blue Sky Pest Control today for your free termite inspection. Hello, Blue Sky. Goodbye, pests.
Hold up. That wasn't Santa's sleigh. That was a Blazer EV flying off the lot at the Red Tag event at O'Reilly Chevrolet. We've got Red Tag pricing on the latest electric Chevys, and yes, we have the inventory. Get Red Tag O'Reilly pricing and supercharge your holidays with shockingly great deals that'll make your old gas tank jealous. Find us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or shop 24/7 at O'Reilly.com. EVs at O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Back your hometown favorite. Get your very own exclusive University of Arizona debit card from Hughes Federal Credit Union. Pair your new card with a free checking account that earns dividends with no monthly fees, no minimum balance, and convenient 24/7 online and mobile banking. Visit one of our 7 convenient branch locations to get your card instantly or open an account online at hughesfcu.org/wildcats. Show your Wildcat spirit all year long with Hughes Federal Credit Union. Certain restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. 6 model homes are now open to tour at Del Webb at Rockin' K. Here, life is about more than just beautiful homes. It's about the experiences waiting outside your front door at this new 55-plus active adult neighborhood. LiveRockingK.com. Designed by nature. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Advantage Air Mechanical, the team you can trust. Call 792-9400.
When it comes to the comfort and indoor air quality of your home and office, Advantage Air Mechanical has you covered. Breathing healthy air and having reliable air conditioning is important. If you or someone you know is in need of air conditioning services or a new system installation, we're here to help. Advantage Air Mechanical, 792-9400. AZROC 214570.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Our Black Friday week of savings has been extended into December. Right now, every set of tires is on sale and you can stack on manufacturer's rebates for even more savings, up to $180 more. We've also got popular maintenance services at up to 50% off to get you road trip ready for all your holiday travel. Jack Furrier's 14 area locations are ready to help. So call, stop by, or visit us online at jackfurriers.com. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Looking for quality windows without the wait? Come to the Window Depot. We carry a huge selection of Milgard windows, in stock now and ready for pickup. Need something custom? No problem. From new construction to full home replacement, we'll help you order the perfect Milgard windows built to fit your space, style, and budget. Whether you're a homeowner or contractor, the Window Depot makes it easy to get the windows you need fast. Visit thewindowdepot.com to find a location near you and see why we're your Milgard window experts.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
top, drives left, all the way to the bucket, blocked by C.D. Gay off the glass, grabbed by Burries. Now a 3-on-1. Burries shovel it for C.D. Gay, who'll slam it home.
The best sequence of the young man's career. Block shot off the glass, takes the lob because he can run the floor.
81-40. Fans love it here. Anytime the young guys get in like that and make an impact.
C.D. Gay, 4 points tonight. Got himself a little alley-oop. 2 for 2. Good to see that young man, freshman, get in the game. They were talking a lot about him on the broadcast tonight, about how, I guess, Tommy is kind of, trying to light a little bit of a fire under him, and potentially he could be a guy. I mean, I don't know how many minutes he might get come Big 12 time, but they were making it sound like it. He obviously needs to be ready if there is foul trouble at some point down the line. Once you get into these games, to be able to come off and maybe give the Wildcats some of those important minutes. But again, a young man that's still growing, still very lanky, probably still needs to put on about 20. I would think maybe 25 pounds. I mean, if Anthony Delorso can put on 25 pounds, I think that's at least the minimum you'd want to see on a 6'11" CD guy A, and at least to start 25 pounds. And maybe as he goes along, at what point do you think he's maybe up close to maybe 30 or more pounds than where he is right now?
Yeah, no, he definitely is a guy that could add weight as time goes on. But to me, he's more of a guy. You see, some skinnier guys with his frame that play and that plays effective, and his shot blocking ability. No matter if he gains 30 pounds or 50 pounds or don't gain a pound at all, his shot blocking ability is going to be there, and I think that's what's going to be his strength as a player.
Yeah, I think C.D. Gay falls into the same category a little bit as Dwayne Aristode, in that they're both potentially, Kelvin, the two best defenders on this team. I mean, two guys who are instinctively, and Dwayne Aristode is maybe gambling a little too much in the passing lane, getting out there a little bit too much. If C.D. Gay can play sound, solid positional defense and then come off his man and block some shots, yeah. I mean, that's a guy who is a change of pace, completely different than the other bigs that they have. Obviously, if you look at, Tobe Awaka and Mo Krivas, just much more plant themselves in the paint type guys. C.D. Gay, much more mobile and active, really long arms. So, you don't want to necessarily plan for negativity, right? Like, you don't want to plan for injuries or plan for foul trouble, but you want to be prepared. You never know what's coming. Big 12 is a deep conference with a lot of big bodies. So getting C.D. Gay as prepared as possible, Kelvin, to step into any kind of contributor's role down the stretch. I mean, the other guys have proven they can. Now's the time. You got to stretch here 9, 10, 12 games without a top 25 team on the horizon. So, get some of those other rotational guys. You saw Evan Nelson get in, with like 9 minutes left in the game, something like that.
He was there. Actually, 13.
There you go.
13 minutes left when he got into the game the first time.
It's that eighth and ninth guy, Kelvin. You don't need him necessarily right now. Didn't really need him versus Alabama, but you may need him down the road. So get him as prepared as possible for that opportunity if it comes.
Evan Nelson getting his first points as an Arizona Wildcat, knocked down a 3-point shot, and that's also good to see. Played a grand total of 6 minutes in the ball game, finished with 3 points, had a rebound, and 1 assist as well for Evan Nelson. So good to see that young man get on the board. Kelvin, your top takeaways on this one?
My top takeaways is that, tough game for Abilene Christian. I mean, to come in here, again, another Texas team. We got so many Division I teams now. I mean, what, about 10, 15 years Abilene Christian been a D1. But, yeah, no, I just thought that the guys came and, played some great defense right from the start. It was good to see us try a little bit of press. I saw us trapping a couple times. I thought that I wish we could have stayed in a little bit longer. Coach, I think he switched the defense up a little bit to try to, to tune it up, to make the guys, pressure a little bit more and to get into the game a little bit more, because it's tough going against these teams. That's the one thing that's tough, J-Dub, is when you get all these big name schools you play and then you have to drop down and play some lower name schools. It takes a little bit more to get energized to go for those games. But I just thought all in all, man, Brayden Burries again, man, I mean, he was efficient today. That's the guy that I love to see. What was that, 9 for 11?
Yeah.
9 for 11. That's a little bit better, J-Dub, than some of them 11, 19s and stuff like that. And again, that confidence is coming around, and he's starting to believe in himself, and you can just see it in the shots that he's taking. He's looking a lot like the guy that I seen play in high school. And, Walker is a Walker, Creevers is Creevers. I just thought, all in all, just way to come in and take care of business.
Yeah, that. I don't know what Addison Arnold was doing at the end there, but did you see that? It was almost like he was playing zone and the other guys were playing man. It was like a reverse boxing one. Like that, he was taking on all three of the dudes at the top of the key. But yeah, I love it with that. Coach Lloyd has, always been a straight man guy, but mixing in a little bit of a wrinkle here and there will help them down the road, especially out of bounds, like Coach Olson always did. Give them a little bit of a different defensive look on out of bounds plays, baseline out of bounds. Maybe the 1-3-1 every once in a while, just to mix it up a little tiny bit. But yeah, I totally agree with everything you said. I think Brayden Burries, the way I would describe him is smooth. I think smooth is the word to describe Brayden Burries. And the first 4 or 5 games, he was playing at that high school pace, and now he's just playing a little tiny bit, a little step quicker. They also talked about that a little bit in the second half on the broadcast, just about how his speed, his purpose. Kelvin, like the way he's playing and doing things with purpose, making quick decisions and just going. And because he's got that frame, I mean, he's every bit of 6'4", 6'5", and really smooth, long arms, good frame to him. So this is exactly, I think, what a lot of people expected. Not that he would necessarily be a 20-point-a-game scorer on this team, but that he could easily give you 15, 20 any night that you needed him to.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Our guy Fred chimes in. He wanted to see an earlier bench tonight, and he got that. Obviously, being up 31 points, he says, helps you get that. And just to kind of run down it all, we mentioned in terms of Evan Nelson, he got 6 minutes. C.D. Gay got 9 off the bench, and then pretty much everybody else just a few minutes here or there. Jackson Francois got in at the end along with Jackson Cook and Addison Arnold, you mentioned, along with Sven Jopmo, 3 minutes each. But CD and Evan, if again, those are probably the next two. I mean, they are definitely the next two guys in whatever potential deep rotation you might have. So they got a few more minutes than everybody else in that respect tonight.
I love Coach Tommy Lloyd, everything about him, philosophy, his wisdom that he brings, the fact that he's living in the moment, all those things. And, Kelvin, if I had to knock one thing Coach Lloyd has done in his tenure here at the U of A, it's his first 5 years as a head coach. So it's his first time he's in that number one seat. He's making all the choices. Guys like Adama Ball, right? Like, there were years, like in year 1, 2, 3, Kelvin, where maybe that 7th, 8th, 9th guy on the bench didn't get looks at this stage of the year because he was still trying to figure out, what his rotational guys were going to bring, and maybe they just didn't have defined roles at this time of the season. But this year, Kelvin, after that 9-0 start, 5 top 25 teams, he looks like he's getting those guys in a little bit earlier and getting them a little bit more time, the 8th and 9th guys.
Yeah, I think when you have the veterans that you have on this team, he don't have to worry about their egos as much. I mean, a lot of times when you're dealing with, seniors and, guys that could easily get into the portal, you have to manage that a little bit. I guarantee you that's why they're getting CD in a little bit. You want to get CD in there. Well, let's keep them engaged now, because before you know it, these guys be having agents that come for them and say, hey, you can come over here. Did you see what's the big man that transferred to North Carolina?
Oh,
Vazar, yes. You see Vazar, he's over here doing well. So you have to give these guys some minutes so they start to feel good about themselves, so they can see the future, that they have here. He's letting them know there's seniors here. They're going to be gone next year. There'll be a spot right here. So let's start playing them a little bit to get them some experience, not only for this year, but letting them know that, hey, we would love to have you coming back for next year as well.
Yeah, and where I was going with that was like, anybody who thinks that Coach Lloyd is a finished product, clearly he's capable of change and introspective himself, right? So he's talking a lot, whenever you hear a Coach Lloyd talk, he talks about the potential that a player may have. But he himself, Kelvin, is a young coach as well and making those decisions. Here's another example. We all know JB can and did play 38 minutes a game last year whenever they needed him to. I tracked it. Last year, 68% of the games Arizona played, he played at least 35 minutes. At least 35 minutes in 25 of 37 games. This year, 3 out of 10. So not necessarily that they've needed him, but even in those games, like we all know about the closing he did at UCLA, at UConn, like JB's been the man down the stretch of games. But Kelvin, what you really need is JB to be the man down the stretch of games in March. And so like that compounded, wear and tear on a body over the course of a long Big 12 season. We know the young man can bring it, but giving him a little bit more rest and getting Brayden, again, the other side of that is getting Brayden Burries some ball handling duties early in the season, so he's comfortable doing that as well. I mean, that's all part of the equation, but really like the coaching that I've always liked the coaching that Coach Lloyd does, but really impressed with his coaching job this year.
And I agree with you on the coaching, but a player has to agree, especially a senior. And that just shows you the leadership. When your senior leader doesn't mind letting the other guys be the leading scorers. I love my guy David Stoudemire, but he used to tell me, I'm getting my 20.
Right, yeah.
I'm getting my 20. Don't even think about it before, So when I see Jaden Bradley as a senior, he's not worried about numbers. He's not trying to be the leading scorer on the team. He has big goals of getting to a Final Four, winning a championship, and you can just see just in his demeanor, he doesn't try to take too many shots. He doesn't come out trying to get his. And, games like this, a lot of players try to pad their stats, right? They like, man, this is a weaker team. I need to get 30 tonight, because I know I'm not going to get as many points versus a better team. But, you see him come out, and he's just doing what it takes to win. And to me, that trickles down. That trickles down through the rest of the program. It makes some other guys. Coach could go to the other guys and say, hey, look, Jaden Bradley's been here. He played 35 minutes a game last year. And hey, when we need him to, he come out whenever we ask him to.
34 was the actual average last year. Guys, 28 this year. So 34 minutes per game last year, 28 this year. He's averaging 2.5 more points per game, 1 assist more per game, and 1 steal, half a steal more per game, right? So, like, the numbers are actually way up, and we know why. It's because there's a lot more threats on this team, and he's got more space to operate because what did KJ shoot last year from the perimeter? 17% from three-point land. So, there's just a different crew around him right now. But just the idea of, I guess what I'm really saying, guys, is I would love to see nothing more than Jaden Bradley have as fresh a legs as possible to close out games like he has so far this season. Right. And there were a couple stretches last year when it got really, really tough. And he was stacking those 38, 39 minutes a game type of things where I'm not here to second guess the young man's, stamina, Kelvin. I'm not here calling him out like he was getting tired or whatever. But just that little quarter step, you might not have quite the burst in your leg to get into traffic. So the fresher Jaden Bradley is down the stretch of games, the better this team's going to be.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Let's hear from Mark. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, the post-game show after a 96-62 Arizona win over Abilene Christian.
Hello, folks.
Hello, Mark.
I am a huge AZ fan, and I love this Swiss Army knife approach. This Brayden Burries, I told my dad the other night, this guy might be almost as good as Bradley, but not yet. It's a little bit too early to say. But my gosh, he can score the ball. And my dad said, well, what happened to Koa Pete? And I think what happens with Koa, they figured him out a little bit early on coaching with that game at Florida. And then the UConn game, I think he fared pretty well, but he got into foul trouble. But he lets the game come to him on a natural type of basis. And as far as this Karchinkov, you guys remember Pella Larson, I'm sure.
How could we forget? He's only been gone a year or two.
How can we forget? And this Karchinkov, I'm telling you right now, I think he's as good, if not better, than Pella Larson was defensively and especially on an offensive type basis. And you've got the big boy that stayed his senior year, Toby Awaka, the number 1 rebounder in the country, I believe. And guys, after we beat UConn at UConn, I said this team might be the best Arizona team that I've ever seen in a long time. And then I see what Michigan starts doing. They start beating teams by 30 and 40 points. I'm like, guys, darn it, what are we doing? But you know what? That might be a matchup down the road for the ages, but this Arizona team, and I'll tell you what, guys, how about Delhi coming to the party? And then you've got the guy that comes in for Karchinkov. What's his name? Aristote.
Yeah.
Aristote comes in, and then he starts drilling threes, this, that, and the other. And then here comes Burries, and then, my guys, we just destroyed that Alabama team in the second half. My dad was like, okay, here's Nate Oates. He's going to shoot threes. We can't guard the three like last year, the same thing. Here we go. I said, Dad, quit being negative Delhi. My guys, this team is good, and defensively, we're as good as we've ever been, I say. I don't know. Am I wrong, guys? And how about, look at him, guys. Look at Krivas doing what he needs to do when he needs to do it.
Well, I said Saturday. I said Saturday, Mark. I think Karchinkov is ahead of where Pella was as a freshman for sure.
As a freshman.
Yeah.
I mean, my guys, what he did to dismantle defensively, if you guys remember, I mean, we love KJ. We love KJ Lewis. Don't get me wrong. But thank on it, we got guys that can stroke the rock. We get outside presence, probably the best front court other than Michigan. But here I go back to Michigan again. But we've got probably the best backcourt in the country with Burries and Bradley, and also Delhi. We may have it all, Jeff. I'm not trying to. Please don't think I'm overhyping this team. I'm really excited. I'm on cloud nine.
Mark, best defense of all time and wait till we play Michigan are two subjects we're not going to talk about because just like Coach Lloyd, it's on to San Diego State, right? I mean, if they play Michigan, that's 4 months from now, right? Best defensive team of all time, Kelvin. Let's wait until the season's over and kind of see what it all looks like. But relative to all the other things, I mean, everybody on this team can fill it up, right? Like this is a team full of dudes who, you know, Kelvin talks about maybe some team that's undefeated might need to see a loss. The reason he says this team might not is because of how many different guys have a quiet confidence play that team ball. So, you know, there's nothing negative right now. 19 turnovers or whatever the number is, Kelvin. We'll get into that. That's not great for tonight. But, yeah, I mean, there is no doubt that this is as good a group and a unit more than anything. Because at college basketball at this level, talent is great. But talent that doesn't play together loses games. Look around the country. There's a lot of talented teams. This team really likes playing with each other, Mark, and I think that's what we're seeing more than anything is, 7, 8, 9 talented guys on the court at any given time who all really like playing with each other in that system that Coach Lloyd has.
And it sure is. It certainly showed well. I'm telling you, normally this time by last year, we would have lost 2 games. Or the year before, we'd have already had 2 losses, maybe 3. This team is for real, and I like to bear down. I like to say BTFD from time to time. I really do. I'll throw that out there. I really will. But this team, gentlemen, start your engines here.
Start your engines. In the year of the baseball analogies, we get a racing analogy from Mark. Mark, appreciate you calling in. Call again.
Yeah, well, I'm a Hoosier. I'm from so, and don't get me wrong, I like Indiana football, what they're doing this year. Nobody knows why. But bear down, baby, bear down.
So if you're a Hoosier, how come you're talking to Michigan so much? Right. How's that work?
Well, I was born in the Bob Knight eras with the Big Ten. Back when Bob Knight, there was none of the NIL, good coaching. You're going to be a good human being. And then the Fab Five came and Knight beat them. And then we've always, but when I moved to Arizona, my grandparents moved out here years ago and started talking Lute Olson and Steve Kerr. And I was one of the last kids to move out there to Tucson. And by guys, ever since then, I went to that arena here at McHale, and my blood just starts pumping, man. Gilbert Arenas, Sotomayor. I mean, Come on, North Carolina, Kentucky. We got ball players here too. And hey, being a Hoosier fan, I respect this program. You know, and like I said, Indiana's I'm talking about football team in Indiana, not basketball.
We know. I was
does
at
in
that
football,
game.
it's like-
I was at that game in early January '93, where Calbert Cheney, Damon Bailey. That was not in their main building. It was in the one with the two big walls. But yeah, Fab Five when they were sophomores. I was fortunate enough to go to one of those Indiana versus the Fab Five games back in the early '90s.
Oh, Damon Bailey, Bedford North Lawrence.
Yeah,
Yes. Oh, Steve Alford. I was right there.
And who was the
I
guy with
played
who was the lefty with the flat top? Who was that lefty with the flat top who made all the threes?
Matt Nover.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Matt Nover. Yeah, he'd make one free throw and miss the next one. But yeah, at any rate, I just came out to Arizona and I embraced this desert like the wild, restless spirits kind of combined as one. And I've been an AZ fan. Of course, I still love my Hoosiers, but daggone it. With a healthy, I'll tell you what, with a healthy Brandon Ashley, remember Brandon Ashley?
Oh, yeah.
With a healthy Brandon Ashley back, what was that, 12 years ago with Sean Miller? With a healthy Brandon Ashley that year, we cut the nets down. There's no question whatsoever.
Yeah, that was a good team.
I mean, the daggone fellas, I'm so pumped up. I'm glad to talk to you guys because daggone it, this team here, I looked at the schedule. I don't see us, at least the next 8 or 9 games, we're going to be 19-0, and then maybe a Kansas game here. And I don't know.
I think it's 19 to get to BYU. I think is what it was.
Okay, there it is. There's a BYU game. But look who's beat up on those. BYU's got beat up a couple times. I mean, my guys, we've got a stealth force here, gentlemen. We are flying stealth, and we're not under radar. We're number one, but you know what? We're not going anywhere. I just don't see it. I think I like it.
Aztecs first, and then we'll talk Cougars.
Well, and there you go. Well, San Diego State, they got their butts beat by, I think Michigan beat San Diego State by what, 35?
40.
Or 40. So that would be a good test for us. Purdue beat Alabama by, I think 20-something. We beat them by 30, or I'm not sure. But Purdue, I'm not worried about. Matt Painter, I took him to the hole at Delta High School, Blackford, back when I was.
You took who to the hole?
Did you dunk on him or what?
You took who to the hole?
Matt Painter.
Matt Painter?
I took Matt Painter to the hole when I was a sophomore at Blackburn.
Good man.
I played for Delta, and thank God I used the other side of the rim because he would have blocked it right down my throat. I took Matt Painter to the hole there. That was my claim to fame back in the day. So, but Painter just, I don't know. He had some of his best teams way back when the big guy was there a couple years ago, but we'll see. You know, he's still got probably the best point guard in the country, Jaden Smith or Brayden Smith, but he's from Westfield right there in Indiana too. He's a hell of a point guard, and he's been there 4 years though.
We remember.
Trey Kaufman ran, and so is
Brayden Smith
Lawyer.
had his coming out party as a freshman versus Arizona, right? Like when Arizona was the number 1 ranked team in the country, and Brayden Smith, they went down and played Purdue in their building, and that's when Arizona was ranked number 1 for 1 week, I think it was, and they took the loss to Purdue, in large part due to freshman Brayden Smith, more so than Zach Edey, who's the 2-time player of the year. But yeah, Brayden Smith is that dude. He is really, really, really good.
I'll take Jaden Bradley, though, to take over a game in the end.
Yeah. We wouldn't trade him.
His Burries is right there, too. I mean, we have got it all, gentlemen. God, you guys are getting me pumped up.
Can tell.
Thanks, Mark.
Hey, my pleasure. Hey, have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Bear down.
Bear down, indeed. 520-848-1290. Man, Mark is excited.
Yeah, you pumped.
He is pumped about his Cats. 520-848-1290. Want to hear if you're pumped about the Cats after a win over Abilene Christian. We'll get a break in here. We'll come back and have a whole lot more. We'll hear from Tommy Lloyd. I believe it was Jaden Bradley and Brayden Burries after the game. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care. A proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up with science.
You mean they don't use yesterday's newspaper?
No, they use the latest in technology and innovation to eliminate bugs, bees, termites, weeds, and more.
So no as seen on TV salt guns?
Nope, only solutions that target insect biology, using chemistry to help protect the environment, people, and their pets.
You are so smart.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up. Call 886-3029 or visit essentialpest.com.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and two-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit kaisergarage.com to learn more.
Well, boss, how's the sleigh?
It's amazing. Like it just flew off the showroom floor. Sparkling clean, no chimney dust, and I've never seen his nose so bright.
Recon Auto Detailing.
Recon gift cards to all, and to all a clean ride.
Give Recon Auto Detailing gift cards, and Arizona's premier auto detailing company will come do a basic cleaning or a jaw-dropping full detail, including a ceramic finish for anyone on your list. Get your Recon Auto Detailing gift cards now online at recondetail.com.
Rush into Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun this holiday season for the $100,000 Holiday Gold Rush. Now to December 28th, Club Soul members can strike it rich. Drawings are Fridays and Sundays at 6, 7, and 8 p.m. Win up to $1,000 in free play when you match 2 prize cards. And every 100 slot or table points earned gets you another shot at the gold. Rush in today. Only at Casino del Sol. Enterprise of the Bosco Yaqui Tribe.
Hey, man. Yeah, it's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Ready to score a new vehicle? Whether you are looking for a new car, truck, or electric vehicle, at Royal Kia, we know exactly what you want. A quality vehicle at a great price and to be treated fairly. We stand by our transparent online pricing, offer a 72-hour buyback guarantee, and you work with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $589 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus, or RoyalKia.com.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Well, it's that time of year. You dress the kids up for the holiday parties, and they hate it. You dress everybody up for the annual holiday card picture, and, well, everybody hates that. You even dress the turkey, and we're pretty sure he's not happy about that. This year, dress up your yard in time for the holidays. Call Dorado Rockin' Materials, and we promise there will be no complaints. Make your yard beautiful and worry-free with their personal service and convenient delivery times. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Oh, no, not the sink. Not now.
Plumbing issues can put your life on pause. But with anytime emergency scheduling, the Neighborly Done Right promise, and more, Mr. Rooter Plumbing will have your life flowing again in no time.
All fixed.
Much better.
Mr. Rooter is proud to cheer on the Cats. Mention this ad for 10% off any plumbing service. A win for the whole family. Bear down, Arizona.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing, a neighborly company.
The holidays are here, and so are the Red Tag savings on new Chevrolets at O'Reilly Chevrolet. We've got Red Tag inventory and pricing on the latest Silverado, Equinox, and Traverse models, and yes, we have inventory. Get Red Tag O'Reilly pricing on brand new Chevys and unwrap great holiday deals and unbeatable pricing all season long. Find us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or shop 24/7 at O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Hi, this is Natalie Fernandez with Meridian Wealth Management. As a boutique fiduciary investment firm, our clients have trusted us to guide them down their financial paths for decades. Whether you are an individual or family, business, foundation, or nonprofit, we are committed to your long-term goals and financial futures. We are proud supporters of the Tucson community and all that makes our city so special. Visit online at meridianwealthllc.com to learn more about Meridian today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain, Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Newton will hand it off. Smith. And out top. Ball knocked away. Stolen by Karchenkov. He's going to drive down, slam it home.
Karchenkov just blows up dribble handoff opportunities. Quick hands, physical nature, steal for the German player.
Did the Cats beat the spread? It's time to find out how we bet the book and if we beat the book. Bet the Book is sponsored by Casino del Sol. Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
34 and a half was the spread in this game. Arizona wins it 96-62. That's 34. 34 and a half on a 34-point spread, or a 34-point win on a 34 and a half point spread. I was kind of hoping maybe Jackson Francois would take a three or try to score on that last possession, but Tommy called off the dog. So
that's when your good sportsmanship, Kelvin, starts interfering when you're worried about what the spread is, right? You can't shoot that ball. No. Not when you're up 30
I mean,
points.
you put your walk-ons in there for like one possession.
If
at least
he
give him
shot
a
that
chance.
ball, he would not have gotten in the next game in the same opportunity. Let's put it that way.
So everybody took the Wildcats and laid the 34 and a half. So that's a half-point loss for everybody. However, we all took the over on this one, 143 and a half, and it comes in at 158. So everybody gets a win and a loss, and Kelvin still leads by 1.
Bet the Book is sponsored by Casino del Sol. Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
A half point. That's a tough.
19 turnovers.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, basically, if people listening don't know, like the lines are set to get action on both sides, right?
Yeah.
So you set a line, not necessarily what Vegas thinks is going to happen. Oftentimes they'll set it early, like lower than they actually think the final result is, because they know money's coming in. And if it's a particular fan base, right, like Cowboys, Kelvin, right, like if there's a huge fan base and a lot of betting money behind that, then they'll set the lines that they know it's going to move a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I'm never surprised if they win by 34 and it was 34 and a half, because that's why it's Vegas, man. They're really good at setting spreads. That's what they do.
520-848-1290. Let's head back to the phones and hear from Nick. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, the postgame show.
Hey, guys. I'm a season ticket holder in Eloy right now, driving back home to Phoenix. It did the down and back on a work night.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, yeah. I don't have as much to say as Mark did, but I had two things that I wanted to touch on real quick. I've been following Wildcats basketball my whole life, and so I'm always the guy at home saying it's December, let's not get excited yet. And I'm always looking at how things play in March. The one thing always wins in March is experienced point guard play. And not only is that why, JB gets me excited, but that's why what you guys were talking about earlier, I'm even more excited when Tommy pulled him out in the middle of the game to get Brayden those reps running the offense. And I think that's just going to be such a weapon come March if you get JB in foul trouble or whatever the situation might be, that we know that we've got somebody else that can run the offense, which that's the most important thing come the most important weeks. The second thing, though, that I was interested in your guys' take on, and you touched on it with the 19 turnovers, is it seems to me, especially tonight, but most of the season, where we're really struggling with turnovers is when we face the zone full court press as opposed to the man full court press. And when we're in the early weeks of March and we're playing the less athletic teams that are going to run a zone defense full court on us as opposed to run a man-to-man full court defense, that's where I get nervous about first weekend's, upsets. And so, it's fun to beat teams by 30, 40, or I guess 34, not quite 34 and a half points. But you look, at least for me, we always need to be looking for how does this play in March and what can we take away from this to make a difference from when it matters. And for tonight, at least, that was the biggest thing for me, is that you need to look at that, how we approach the zone full court press to get through that. Because like with Alabama, they ran a full court press, but Nate Oates likes to run a man-to-man defense, and we do well on the man-to-man press. It's the zone that seems to give us the most trouble.
Kelvin?
Yeah, man. I see that, but I think that zone press is a matter of just moving the ball a lot of times.
Side to side, right? Like left to right.
Just side to side. I think they had Core Pete and Jaden Bradley bringing it up, against it. And a couple times I thought Pete did a great job of when Bradley reverses the ball, he looked up the court and he threw it up. I think a couple times he got stuck when the guys took away the up court guy. He should have just threw it back to Bradley. So it's just a matter of understanding, getting reps against that in live competition, because again, those type of things is a little tough to show at practice when you have a team that's that's most dominantly a man-to-man team.
Yeah, Nick, I couldn't agree more, because I think also the other issue they've had this year is at the end of games when a team does put full court pressure on and they got an inbound baseline. How many times have we seen this Arizona team this year through 10 games struggle late in games, right, to try to even inbound the ball? We've seen a lot of timeouts. So you really, like Kelvin just said, you can't, it's hard to get Addison. We know Addison Arnold's great scout point guard, but having him run a position, Kelvin, which is like those guys have it in their DNA. Like that's the system they run all the time. And those are the scariest ones, is those teams that run that style of, zone 1-3-1 or whatever, full court trapping press, and do it consistently enough to be able to have a good communication with each other, know where each other is supposed to rotate to. So definitely one of those deals where with 4 freshmen on the court, Nick, you really just need to get some kind of experience with those guys, and Koa especially. Koa's got to come back from that deep positioning if he's past the half court line. He really needs to come back, Kelvin, to the ball, which I think he's improved on since the early parts of the season. But press break, that's just kind of something you got to do with via practice. They've all seen it in high school, but not with these kind of athletes.
Right, and that's why you get excited when you get to see them face a team that's doing it in the game, and like you said, it's not in practice. It reminded me of, I think it was the St. Mary's game at the outset. You would get Tobe and Mo. They've got position underneath, and we just seem hesitant to go over the top to them, or when we did a few times, the pass wasn't quite high enough. And just already in the season, it happened a few times tonight, you saw that was an improvement that we've already made. And little things like that are tough to replicate in practice, when you're going to get a team that's not as athletic, but they got a 7'3" guy that can give Mo trouble, getting that confidence to go over the top, getting that confidence of what's the pass and a press break, just those game reps, you can't duplicate them in practice. So, like I said, while it's fun to win by 30-plus points, those are the things that, to me at least, are most exciting about these games.
Yeah, junk defense, Kelvin, right? I mean, you're going to see junk defense when you play teams that you're 30-point-plus favorites against.
Yeah, and I agree. I agree with the caller that when you get a chance to see those things, because, when you're trying to win a championship, you want to know every weakness that you may have. And a lot of times with bigger teams, with bigger guards, a lot of these guys didn't play guard in high school. A lot of these guys had to play inside. So it takes them a little longer to learn, to understand fake a pass, make a pass, right? You think you can just make that pass, but a guy is shooting that gap and getting a hand on the ball. Also, tonight's team that we played, yes, it's Abilene Christian, but they're one of the top defenses in the country at turning people over.
Yeah.
This is where he recruit his guys there. He don't recruit guys there for offense. He recruit guys there that has defense and bring defensive effort. So I knew that we were going to turn the ball. I didn't think 19. I thought maybe 16, which is still high for us. But this team, that's what they depend on, trying to turn you over. So, facing a team like that strategically, playing them right now was very smart, because now it gives him some ammunition. They only got a day, I think, in between the next game, a day or two, but still it gives him something to talk about and something to keep these guys engaged.
And that was my first takeaway, Kelvin, was the floaty passes. There were 3, 4, 5 floaty passes that just went right into the hands of an Abilene Christian player. So it's a little tighter on those connections, especially on a pick and roll. Don't float that ball out there. Get that ball to the man. There are lessons to be learned from this. As good as Abilene Christian is turning people over, I would say at least 5 of those were avoidable turnovers that you just got to fake that pass, because the defender, Kelvin, was waiting in that zone area to pick that thing off. So, yeah, that's just a lesson learned, and they'll look at the tape and they'll get better from it.
All right, appreciate you, fellas.
Nick, thank you for your call. Appreciate you. 520-84, safe travels back up the road there as you get on the other side of Eloy and hit Casa Grande and make your way into the valley. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. I wonder how many people do that, commute down for the basketball games from the valley.
Well, there's not much good basketball
number
to watch up in Phoenix right now. But in ching, I'm trying to make a hat sound, but I don't think I'm any good at it. But yeah, I think there's a lot of transplants from the U of A, Kelvin.
Yeah.
A lot of U of A graduates live up in Phoenix area, so I wouldn't be surprised if the number was higher than you think.
There you go. All right, we'll wait to hear from the players. We'll get that when we come back. Jaden Bradley and Brayden Burries, we will hear from them. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Let's, while we're at it, let's hand out an award. Let's do our Window Depot Glass Cleaner of the Game. We can do that here, and
it's JB.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Jaden Bradley's not going to win Toby Waka Window Depot Glass Cleaner of the Game award anytime this year. So if he's tied for the rebounding lead in a game, I think you got to give it to him.
Absolutely. It's just an unbelievable stat line. 10 points, no field goals made, 10 for 10 from the line, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 turnover, 3 steals in 21 minutes.
Yeah, by the way, he made his final free throw with 8 minutes and 31 seconds left in the first half.
Yeah.
So all the 10 for 10 in the first 12 minutes of that game.
He had us looking up the records. We were like, oh, man, we might get a record here tonight. But that did not quite happen. But still, 10 for 10. I can't remember the last time anybody went double digits without a miss.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Who was it that went 14 for 14? Akinjo, right?
Dwayne Akinjo had a game like that?
I think that's right. Yeah, I think 14 for 14 was Akinjo. I think that was about 9 years ago.
Yeah, I think he was here during the COVID year or the 21 after the COVID.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up. But I think he was the last one to go perfect. 14 for 14, I think, was the number.
All right. We'll look that up for sure. That's pretty impressive there. Actually, James Akinjo. I think, did we say Dwayne? I think it was James Akinjo. February 26th. Against, let's see, he tied the free throw record, it says.
5 years ago.
Yep. 14 for 14 from the line and a win over UTEP in front of nobody. I think I was there that night, shooting from the rafters, but no fans in the building for that particular game. And let's see what else we got on that particular note there while I'm scanning through this. Well, we'll come back to that. Because, that was a pretty impressive game by James. Didn't he end up going to Baylor, was it? He transferred?
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he ended up transferring to Baylor after 1 year. All right, tonight, Jaden Bradley, any problems with that, Kelvin?
Oh, not at all.
No?
20 minutes, 7 rebounds.
Yeah.
Got to give it to him.
All right, there we go. Jaden Bradley is your Window Depot glass cleaner of the game. Window Depot, lowest prices, biggest inventory. Shop thewindowdepot.com. Wildcats win it 96-62 over Abilene Christian. We'll have much more coming up. We'll hear from Jaden Bradley and Brayden Burries when we come back. Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day continues after this timeout. Wildcats Radio, 1290.
Our Window Depot postgame coverage is just getting started. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The postgame show is brought to you by Advantage Air and Mechanical, Cactus Auto Company, Casino del Sol, Done Right Services, Drain Masters, First Chiropractic, Idaho Central Credit Union, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, Royal GMC, Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, The Window Depot, Bear Down Roofing, Dorado Rock, Essential Pest Control, Goodfellas AC, Hughes Federal Credit Union, Johnson Manley Company, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
Ready to update your kitchen? Create a spa-inspired bathroom or a backyard oasis? Put the equity in your home to work for you with a home equity line of credit from Hughes. Borrow between $10,000 and $250,000 and enjoy flexible terms and no prepayment penalties. With Hughes Federal Credit Union's one-rate guarantee, there's no switching rates based on your credit score. All our members get our same low rate. Learn more at hughesfcu.org/HELOC. Insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender. Certain restrictions apply.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Season's greetings from Pixrox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. The end of the year is near, but you do not need to fear. We can help you keep your budget in the clear. Now until the end of December, there are still federal tax credits, TEP rebates, and manufacturer rebates on select HVAC systems and tankless water heaters. Call 520-492-0748 or make your appointment online at PictureRocksCooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Visit Lennar's 2 communities in Rockin' K, with home savings up to $25,000 and limited time interest rate and closing cost incentives on select move-in ready homes. LiveRockingK.com. Designed by nature. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Ready to score a new vehicle? Whether you are looking for a new car, truck, or electric vehicle, at Royal Kia, we know exactly what you want. A quality vehicle at a great price and to be treated fairly. We stand by our transparent online pricing, offer a 72-hour buyback guarantee, and you work with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $589 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus, or RoyalKia.com.
JT Auto, where customers are family. Trust your vehicle to JT Auto professional and reliable automotive repair and maintenance services. JT Auto is conveniently located off Fort Lowell and Country Club. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guaranteed, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where customers are family. 623-7066. That's 623-7066.
Hi guys, I'm back. What's new?
Tucson Appliance Scratch and Dent Studio.
All the Scratch and Dent merchandise has its own new studio.
There were so many Scratch and Dent discounted items. Now they have a place of their own.
I love it. A whole Scratch and Dent studio right next to Tucson Appliance. They don't look like Scratch and Dent,
but it shows in the low prices.
Tucson Appliance Scratch and Dent Studio. Proud local supporters of the Southern Arizona Heart Ball. Only at Tucson Appliance, where you are a priority.
Looking for top-notch lumber and framing? Johnson Manley Lumber has been your trusted expert since 1970, specializing in both residential and commercial projects. Our experienced teams, cutting-edge technology, and reliable supply chain ensure your framing is on time and on budget every time. We're proud to be employee-owned and community-rooted in Tucson. Learn more at johnsonmanley.net. Proud supporter of the University of Arizona radio broadcast. Go Wildcats!
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Thana Ogden Nation.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
For over 30 years, Tucson has been putting its trust in First Chiropractic for auto and on-the-job injuries. They're locally owned and a proud sponsor of the U of A radio broadcast. So if you've been injured, make the right choice first.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
Coach Tommy Lloyd here. Did you spend money on your AC this summer? My friends at Rightway will give you back up to $3,000 for those repairs.
That's right. No matter who did the repair, we'll buy it back for up to $3,000 towards the purchase of a new heating and air system.
No repair bills this year? No worries. Get 0% interest up to 60 months. 25C tax credits. $3,000 trade-in for your old AC. Plus 10-year parts and labor warranty.
Have an aging heating and air system out of warranty? We'll inspect it absolutely free. Call Rightway Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing today. 520-201-8220.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of five-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Bear down, Wildcat Nation. Our Window Depot coverage of U of A basketball continues. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, a full wrap-up of today's Wildcats contest. Top takeaways, reaction from the players and head coach Tommy Lloyd, plus your thoughts on what you saw. The postgame show is brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is your home for Arizona basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
A walk-up, high post off to Aristode, back to Tobey to the bucket. Good, and he's fouled. That's just pure strength.
Outstanding two-man game. Dwayne Aristode takes the ball screen on the right wing and drags two defenders with him. That created an opening role for Tobey Awaka.
Toby Awaka, 10 points, 7 rebounds. Arizona beats Abilene Christian 96-62 tonight at McHale Center. Dwayne Aristode played 23 minutes. He scored 6 points, both of his coming on 3-point shots, hit 2 of 3 from behind the arc to go along with 2 rebounds, had an assist and a block and 3 steals. So, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong line there. He had 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal on the night, did Dwayne Aristode. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Let's head back over to McHale Center and hear from the players, Jaden Bradley and Brayden Burries.
Points from the line? I'm not sure. I gotta check it, but just fortunate enough to be able to hit my free throws, and my teammates took care of the rest.
When you have a game like this where you know the opponent fouls a lot, is it a matter of just knowing that you're going to get contact and just trying to play through it, or what?
Yeah, just trying to play through it. Not depending on the ref to call a foul or anything. Just trying to block that out, and I got to finish some of those and turn them in the N1. So.
You said all year you're taking what they're giving you. I mean, was that the case early, where you knew you could get to the line and pick up some fouls?
We knew we were going to be aggressive. That's what they hang their hat on, steals and just amping up on defense. So, just trying to get to the basket and make layups and, just happen to be at the free throw line.
Brayden, have you felt like you found your stride offensively in the last couple games?
Yeah, I feel like I'm starting to get more comfortable, just learning after the best like JB and, Deli and them, and coach just believing in me, my teammates believe in me. So I feel like it's just confidence, honestly. I'm starting to get it.
Can you talk about that confidence? Where does it come from? Because the last 4 or 5 games, it's kind of.
I feel like it just comes from like I said, like teammates just trusting me, just putting in extra work outside of like practice, and like just honestly, like if I miss a few shots, I know that they're gonna live and die with like the shots I shoot.
Jaden, what have you seen out of him in the last couple games and just that confidence that he's talking about?
Just being the elite guard he is, he's a great player, and coming out of high school, everybody knew that, and his first couple games, we played UConn and all those other games, so other freshmen were able to get their feet wet with some kind of easier games, but he was thrown in the fire right away, and I knew he was going to get better from there, and he still has a way more to go, so excited for his journey.
As guards on the team, you guys are an extension of Tommy Lloyd on the floor. What would you be overcritical about tonight?
I feel like just the turnovers that we had, I feel like myself included, like mainly is just like ill-advised turnovers, rebound, getting the ball tipped, throwing ahead, like just late passes. I feel like I got to get better at that. And then if I don't have my turnovers, I feel like my teammates don't get theirs because like a domino effect, honestly.
Was it also a case where you had to be patient and you kind of knew that was going to come, just whenever it came?
Yeah. Even like just like JB, for example, like UConn, I had like 4 points, but he like talked to me. He's like, "Yo, don't worry." Like, and I wasn't tripping because we're winning, and that's all that matters. But like, just knowing that he still believed in me, even though I wasn't playing like nearly good or like as good as I could have, just like shows like how much he cares for me, and that means a lot to me.
Jaden, we've seen a lot of college basketball, and you're a leader of a starting lineup with a lot of underclassmen. I believe 4 underclassmen in that starting lineup. You guys haven't had a game where you've come off a big win and then hit a ball and kind of struggled in a game like this one. You guys have been able to keep it steady and even kill. What have you seen out of them that makes that possible? Because that's not easy for underclassmen.
Our freshmen, are very talented, and they love to compete, on the court, off the court. So that's a good trait for them. Not caring who steps on the floor. They're going to give it 110, and the goal is to win games. So they're doing a great job of that right now.
Speaking of that, Brayden, what was it like for you the last couple of days? You come off that big game, big scoring performance. Everybody's talking about you, and then you get in late in the morning on Sunday, and or Sunday morning. How's it been? And how did you turn around?
Honestly, it was just having a small circle, and like never getting too high, never getting too low, and just honestly just staying humble, and just you gotta live with the ups and downs. So I feel like that's mainly like what I thought about.
What was both you guys' kind of routines the last couple of days? Again, you got in like what, 3 in the morning or something on Sunday, and then did you guys work out or you just chill out on Sunday, or how did you turn around?
We had practice Sunday that afternoon, and then went home, came back, got a workout in, and then practice or like prep day the next day on Monday, and then we came here for walkthrough, and then we played.
What do you remember about the 2 games that you guys have played up in Phoenix since you've been here, like the crowds and the atmosphere?
Phoenix, the crowd up there, it's crazy. It's pretty much like a home game for us. About to go play a great San Diego State team. So just know we're gonna have the crowd on our side. We still got to come and bring the energy, and do everything it needs to take to win. So.
Speaking of that, you guys came back Sunday. Just following up, how did it feel normal? Sunday practice, Monday. I mean, like regular prep. Was there any tiredness or lag after Saturday?
I feel like a little bit, but like I feel like all of us like have goals of getting to like the next level, and I feel like at the next level it's gonna be like back-to-backs and like on a random month. And I feel like if you want to play at the next level, you gotta be able to practice after a game or like as soon as you land. So I feel like it's gonna help us.
What do you think, Jay? Too, you've been through this a lot, obviously, coming back to like turn around like this.
I just whatever the coaches say, I know they got our best interests at heart. Whether it's practice, they want us to get our rest and all that stuff. So whatever they say, just gotta go with it, and they got the best interest for us. So.
Last year, you guys got hit with injuries at the beginning of the season. and you know what the future lies for you guys this season. When you see a guy like CD Gay get into the game, what were you guys thinking, and how did you think of his performance?
I mean, I can't see all the practices and stuff that we do, but that's what CD he does that in practice. He's blocking everybody's shot. He's dunking, high energy. So just excited for him to show the world, show Mikael, he could do that, and excited for his journey.
Any other questions? Jaden, just since we didn't see you in Alabama, how did you feel? I think you're 2-0 against them now. I mean, and how did it feel to go back there and play and beat them the way you guys did?
Just excited to go back there and get a win. Obviously, my teammates, my brothers have my back going in there, and excited that we played well. Brayden was phenomenal, and it was just a great team win, and we got to keep building off that.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right, those were the guys. Jaden Bradley, Brayden Burries, after a 96-62 win over the Abilene Christian Wildcats. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the show. Before we go back to the phones, let's pause here for station identification. You're listening to Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
It is Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, along with Kelvin Efon and JW Madden. I'm David Kelly. Wildcats, #1 team in the country, beat Abilene Christian 96-62, 10-0 is the record for your Arizona Wildcats, heading up to Phoenix on Saturday for a date against San Diego State at the Mortgage Market.
I was going to say, do you remember what it's called? What's it called again?
I have no idea.
American Airlines Arena, right?
Mortgage rate or something arena. I don't know. Who cares?
The house that Book built.
There you go. The house that Book built.
Well, the house that
it was
Book
built
maintains.
Book. Yeah, exactly. Somebody else built that. Maybe even Charles Barkley. Let's hear from Doug. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day after a 96-62 Arizona win over Abilene Christian.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me. I have to apologize. I did miss the first couple of segments, so if I say something that's a repeat, that's why. But shame on me. But anyway, and I don't know about the name of that place up there. They've changed that name so many times. Footprint and America. I remember when it was America West Arena. Gosh, it's been so many things.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully we'll have a lot of fans up there. I haven't even decided if I'm going yet or not, but it's almost like we're spoiled to this point because we're playing so many. We've already played 5 extremely highly ranked teams, and it's almost like you expect a neutral site game in Phoenix to be against a top 15, top 20 team, and when San Diego State isn't ranked, it almost feels like it's not as exciting of a matchup. But they're still a proud program with good players, good coaching. So I think we'll have a pretty good crowd and maybe a decent test from them. And I was similarly impressed by Abilene Christian tonight. I thought, obviously we blew them out, but I thought that they have some good pieces and they had a good plan. They definitely are disruptive in the passing lanes, and not just in steals, but also just not just steals like in the passing lanes, but also just not giving up on a rebound even after we've secured it, slapping away at it. And Awaka, Tobe Awaka is. I saw a graph. He's like by far and away the top rebounder in all of college basketball. And if he's getting the rebound knocked away from him, that's a point of emphasis on the opposing team. So I thought, give them credit for that. I'm sure there's a few guys that would like some of their passes back, especially Anthony Del Orso tonight. I saw him hang his head a few times, like, oh my God, how could I make that pass? But I think we'll learn from it. I'm sure you guys have talked about the turnover issues. Is there anything I didn't cover that you guys did?
Kelvin?
No, I think we was talking about the trap that they was full court zone pressing a little bit, and we had a few of the traps with Core Pete.
We did, Doug, talk a little bit about how it's nice, Coach Lloyd being a young coach, and this is his 5th year in that #1 seat, right? Maybe sometimes, with guys like Adama Ball in his first couple of years here, he might not have gone too deep into the bench this time of year. And I think it's great seeing Jaden Bradley get 22, 24 minutes, obviously in a game that was out of reach, just because, and obviously he was trying to get some cohesion with a lot of those teams 4 or 5 years ago. This year's team seems like they're really dialed in right from the start. But it's nice to see the 8th and 9th guys get meaningful minutes because, as we well know, like the Big 12's coming, injuries do happen, foul trouble does happen. So having as many guys ready to come off that bench and contribute, the better.
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually pretty happy to see that he brought in Evan Nelson as early as he did, just because I think he kind of needs reps in our system. I thought he maybe got yanked a little bit because he wasn't defending or maybe turned it over a little bit. Aristo got a ton of minutes, and I thought that's good for him. He's obviously an amazing outside shooter, and he can definitely do some other good things. But I think that he has been exploited on defense just a couple times, maybe overextending, getting out on the perimeter, and then a guy drives around him, sort of thing. So I think there's going to be, even in the 34-point win, coach is always going to find something to drill with these guys. And like you said already, like not every team is going to have very few teams are going to have the tenacity that ACU had as far as trying to force turnovers. But if we do run into another team like that down the line, it's good that we have this to draw upon, So I also wanted to give some flowers to Mo. Big Mo Krivas, man, he's really come on. We've had a lot of big guys through the years that they would just sort of try to finish with finesse around the rim. And this guy's going up with bad intentions, man. He wants to tear down the rim. And that's what you want to see. You don't want to see him try to lay it up soft and then he gets it stripped away or something. Just keep those elbows high, keep that ball squeezed, and he's just finishing. And then also he's got a great stroke from the free throw line too. So he's going to draw a lot of fouls, and for him to be able to, be a weapon at the line, I think is really big for this team.
7 of 8. Didn't I? My memory's bad as I get older, but wasn't that one of the things that I was scolding him on 2 years ago? Was that he would try to lay it up too much, and he wasn't forceful enough?
Yeah, he was injured, right? So. Yeah, he was injured coming into last season. So before he got injured in like the 11th game or whatever, he was injured in camp, and I don't think he had quite the explosion like going to the rim. But Kelvin, as a freshman, there were glimpses of Moteas Krivas really being kind of breaking that mold and not being finessey and really going hard at the rim as a freshman. Last year, obviously, coaches planned for him to be a focal point of the offense. Has an injury, it was a hamstring, I think, in preseason before the games even started, and then obviously out for the season. But man, I mean, as far as the aggressive nature, Doug, of like getting the ball even back to the basket 8 feet away and just making a concerted effort to go left shoulder, right shoulder, spin, drop step, finish at the rim or hook shot over either one. I just think, his teammates and his coaches have been telling him, hey, big man, especially tonight, guys, like there was one point when Mo posted up and he had a 6'6" guy on him, 6'5" guy on his back or whatever. So really great to see Mo. You need to punish, Kelvin, when you get the ball as a big man down there. You got somebody who can't physically match up to you. You got to punish it. And great to see Moteas Krivas be much more aggressive offensively so far to this point.
Yeah, what I remember from 2 years ago was just the footwork. I was like, wow, this is a big man who really he can do up and under. He really understands how to use that pivot foot. And then last year, he was dealing with the injury, and if you remember in Atlantis, while he was still playing, but before we had to shut him down, he had a pretty terrible trip to the Bahamas, and so that's why I think it's so great to see him, doing what he's doing. And I thought, when Basar left, I thought, are we going to have trouble with the front court? And now I think we have one of the best front courts in America. So, I'm loving that. And do you think that there's ever going to be a situation where Tommy wants to trot out Awaka, Krivas, and Pete all on the court at the same time? Or you just have to always have one of them on the bench to rest?
I think you would want one of those guys on the bench to rest. Most of the teams are going to play 3 guards.
Who plays 3 is the problem.
Yeah.
Koa's got some really nice handles, right? And he's clearly athletic and agile enough to stay with some threes. But that would have to be, a skyline type front line. They just played Florida. They played UConn. Michigan is the only gigantic front line that they kind of haven't matched up with so far. So you could definitely, if the purpose warrant, if you're matched up against a team that has size and height like that and you want to take advantage of those matchups, certainly I think those 3 can work together. But also having either Tobe or Mo Fresh, with Pete in there, you can also, there's a lot of, even Karchenkov is, can do a little bit of for Kelvin. I mean, because he's got the strength to be able to match up with some guys. So there's a lot of different styles and lineups that Coach Lloyd can put together, and having those three guys is such a luxury, right? I mean, having all three of them on the court at once seems kind of redundant to a certain extent, just because mostly because Koa Pete's not ready to shoot 20-footers, Kelvin.
Right.
And that's the thing, is like if you're going to have those three guys, there's only so much space in the paint.
You would have to run that old triangle that Coach Olsen ran for a little while there with Ben Davis, Ben Davis, Ray O's, and Joseph Blair.
Right.
you would have to run that triangle with two guards with the three, and they looking at high lows and things like that.
By the way, it was cool seeing JB. It was JB that he was down there at in Birmingham.
Yeah.
Did you see him in the crowd?
Right.
Yeah, that was cool.
Him and Matt Brazzi.
Yep.
And Brazzi, that's right, exactly.
Yeah, apparently
so one more,
both teams
ahead.
had a night off because Brazzi's coaching in the G League, and so is Joe Blair, right? So I think both teams had a night off, and they just happened to be in the area.
I know, isn't that awesome? Yeah, and I think did they share a ride from Atlanta or something? I don't know, but that reminded me of. I went to those games in '97 when we beat Kansas and Providence, and I flew to Atlanta and did that drive, and man, just legendary trip. But
God shame God.
Just real quick. Yeah, the last thing I was just going to touch on is not about the roster, but about Mikhail. In a game like this, obviously the crowd's not going to get into it too much, and that's understandable. But I just want to shout out the band, because people don't understand how stale the atmosphere could be at a game like this if it weren't for the pep band. And it's not just the music, but they start every cheer. If you're at the games, just pay attention. They start pretty much every cheer throughout the night, and they're making noise on defense. They're starting the U of A. They're starting the Arizona. And I just think it's awesome, what Shootman does with them. I go back to the days when Jay Reese was the band director. I just think that they are a real asset, and I just wanted to shout them out. I think
they don't start every single cheer, Doug, because you start some of them. Come on, They might do 90% of them, but you're out there starting some cheers yourself. So.
Well, I used to. I've kind of outgrown it a little bit, but I mean, all I ever wanted was the place to be noisy. And so if the band is doing it, that's fine. Like, saves my voice. So I'm good with that. But I think next time someone's at a game, any of you listening, you're at a game, just pay attention to that. When does that cheer start? Who does that cheer start with? It's the band. And so without that, we would basically be an NBA arena where it's just you'd have to rely on piped in sound effects the whole time. So yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
So when are you going to decide if you're going on Saturday? I am not. We are not going this year. We've been the last 2 years, but I decided, we're not going to go this year.
Well, I've got a poker night Friday night. We'll see how late that goes. Wake up Saturday, and it's a nice late game on Saturday.
That's
up
true.
there. So I'm probably not going to I'll be a game day decision. How about that?
There you go. There you go.
All right.
All right, Doug. Always appreciate the call.
Thanks, fellas. Bear down.
Bear down indeed. 520-848-1290. That opens up a line. If you want to get in and share your thoughts on Arizona basketball, you can do it by phone. You could also download our app. In fact, why don't you text the word app, APP, to 520-848-1290. I'll send you a code. You can download our app. You can submit a text response to the game tonight through our app. You can record your voice talking about Arizona Wildcats basketball and submit that into our app, or you could make a video of you and your friends talking about the game, or even watching the game, or just maybe dressed up as Arizona fans, and you can put that through to our app, and we'll share that as well.
My favorite Tobe Awaka stat is that he is one of 17 players in the country right now averaging double-figure rebounds. Okay? Looking down, the top 80 players in the country all average 20, 25 minutes, most of them 25 plus. Tobe is the only one under 20 minutes a game. So if you look at the players who are averaging 10 or more, it's 32, 32, 26, 32, 34, so forth and so on. Every single player on this list is averaging, 30, 25, 30 minutes per game, and Tobe is under 20 minutes a game and in that same category. So that's how dominant. That's what the per 40 is 19.7 minutes per game, 10.6 rebounds per game.
It's impressive. I mean, what he's done so far this season. And when we get back, we'll get into something that Matt Muehlbach said during the game about Tobe Awaka. Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, 96-62, Wildcats beat the Wildcats. U of A over Abilene Christian. Along with Kelvin Ifan and JW Madden, I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Our Window Depot postgame coverage rolls on. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The postgame show is brought to you by ABC Heating and Cooling, Arizona Commercial Lighting, Blue Sky Pest Control, Broadway and Tucson's 20th anniversary season, Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing, First Choice Pools, Goldberg and Osborne, The Injury Lawyers, Gospel Rescue Mission, Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates, O'Reilly Chevrolet, Shamrock Heating and Cooling, Showtime Sports Cards, Tucson Appliance Company, JT Auto, Lexus of Tucson, Mr. Rooter, Recon Auto Detail, Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Rocking K, a master planned community designed by nature, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
We are the rush, the pulse, the thrill you didn't see coming. Welcome to Club Soul at Casino del Sol. Now to December 28th, Club Soul members can strike it rich. Rush in for the $100,000 holiday gold rush. Join Club Soul today and get $20 free play. That's right, your first play is on us. Play, earn, and unlock exclusive rewards. We are Club Soul, only at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Enterprise of the Bosco Yaqui Tribe.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up with science.
You mean they don't use yesterday's newspaper?
No, they use the latest in technology and innovation to eliminate bugs, bees, termites, weeds, and more.
So no as seen on TV salt guns?
Nope, only solutions that target insect biology, using chemistry to help protect the environment, people, and their pets.
You are so smart.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up. Call 886-3029 or visit essentialpest.com.
The cold Arizona nights are here. Is your furnace ready? For just $59, Right Way is offering a complete system tune-up, ensuring your furnace runs efficiently to keep your home comfortable all season long. Routine maintenance is key to avoiding costly breakdowns. And with over 11,000 five-star Google reviews, you can trust Right Way to get the job done right. Plus, we'll include a free carbon monoxide test for your peace of mind. Call Right Way today at 520-640-2665 or visit us at rightwayac.com for your $59 complete system tune-up.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of five-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Our Black Friday week of savings has been extended into December. Right now, every set of tires is on sale, and you can stack on manufacturer's rebates for even more savings, up to $180 more. We've also got popular maintenance services at up to 50% off to get you road trip ready for all your holiday travel. Jack Furrier's 14 area locations are ready to help. So call, stop by, or visit us online at jackfurriers.com. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Since 1960, we're here to get you there.
At the Window Depot, builders and contractors don't wait weeks. You get what you need today. Factory direct windows, doors, cabinets, countertops, it's all in stock and ready to go at wholesale prices. Whether you're tackling a remodel or a multifamily project, we've got job site quantities and no membership required. Our windows are proudly manufactured and assembled in Arizona with small business service and big box selection. Order online at thewindowdepot.com or visit a location near you. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put member success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
Discover your perfect vehicle at Cactus Auto, Tucson's trusted destination for certified pre-owned cars for over 30 years. They offer a wide range of certified pre-owned vehicles featuring the brands and models you love. Their finance experts are here to provide you with top dollar trade-in offers and help you find the best financing options, regardless of your credit history. With approved credit, enjoy no payments for up to 90 days. Trust Cactus Auto for quality, affordable pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, all backed by incredible savings and a 7-day exchange guarantee. Visit cactusauto.com.
Every year, I make it a habit to reflect on the many blessings in my life. This is Natalie Fernandez from Meridian Wealth Management, and we want to take a moment to thank our clients and the Tucson community for the trust you continue to place in us with your financial futures each and every day. As the year nears its end, all of us at Meridian would like to wish you and your families a very happy holiday season with your loved ones. Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah to all, and cheers to peace, health, and wealth in 2026.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Wildcat fans, why wait for a great night's sleep? At Factory Direct Mattress of Tucson, you get comfort for life and deals you can't get anywhere else. Shop top-rated brands like the award-winning Puffy, Lisa, and our FDM lineup, all at Factory Direct Savings. No gimmick, no pressure, just comfort that helps you wake up feeling like a champion. Find us at 3936 West Ina Road or at fdmtucson.com. That's fdmtucson.com. Easy to find, easy to save. Stop by today, sleep better tonight, and get ready for Arizona's next victory.
Broadway in Tucson presents the 20th anniversary season featuring 7 Tucson premieres, including Disney's Beauty and the Beast, Hell's Kitchen, Moulin Rouge, The Wiz, Back to the Future, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and more. Secure your signature season tickets today and get the best seats at the lowest prices. Visit BroadwayInTucson.com and secure your 2025-2026 season tickets today.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Season's greetings from Pixrox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. The end of the year is near, but you do not need to fear. We can help you keep your budget in the clear. Now until the end of December, there are still federal tax credits, TEP rebates, and manufacturer rebates on select HVAC systems and tankless water heaters. Call 520-492-0748 or make your appointment online at PixroxCooling.com.
Pixrox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Dwayne down to the baseline, circles underneath, feed it right corner. There's Nelson for 3, and it's good. The first points for Evan Nelson in an Arizona uniform.
Evan Nelson hit that 3-point shot in the second half. He is now in the record books as an Arizona Wildcat. U of A wins it 96-62. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Guys, I want to, we were talking about Toby Owaka in the last segment. I don't know if you heard during the broadcast what Matt Muehlbach said. He called Toby Owaka the strongest player ever at the University of Arizona in terms of pure strength. Toby Owaka, strongest player ever.
I mean, are we including running backs? Because
Well,
did you see Kelvin
basketball.
Ifon in 1999? I mean, bro. Yeah, Ben Davis was really strong. There's been a lot of guys. There aren't a lot of weight, Kelvin. Like, a lot of the guys are just kind of natural strength guys. Like, even Brian Williams, when he was here, was really strong. But, Tobe Owaka's different. Like, he's built like an NFL linebacker. So, I mean, it's so hard. I mean, what are they going to do? Have an arm? Are you going to go back to 1985 and have an arm wrestling contest with somebody? But, like, you can't really compare eras. But eye test, Kelvin, what do you think?
Yeah. I mean, it make me think of, like you said, Ben Davis, Fendi, Michael Wright, but just big guy, muscle, play bully ball. Yeah, I might have to agree because I'm sitting there thinking, and I'm like, man, he's up there for sure.
That would be interesting. I know you mentioned Fendi Onabon, and we talked about that last week, kind of how there's a very large comparison there. in terms of the possibility that if basketball was not the way for Toby Awaka, that football could be. He fits that profile of a guy that would make that transition. But I'm trying to Findy was right at the beginning of my time here, so I'm just trying to harken back and envision him as a player, but I don't envision the same type of activeness.
No.
That Toby
Now
presents.
Ben Davis and Michael Wright was. Now,
Oh, yeah.
As far as their rebounding,
I think Ben Davis,
and
pound for
they
pound, is the
definitely
best
better
rebounder.
scorers.
Like,
Huh?
I think Ben Davis, to me, pound for pound, like, as far as rebounders go, like, he was right up there. And he was, he didn't have the same size. He was probably like 230, maybe 240. But, yeah, Tobe's just the full package. To me, Tobe's shoulders and his back muscles, all that stuff is great. But his hands, man, his hands are so strong. You just can't rip the ball away from him. So as far as rebounding goes, Kelvin, being able to put your backside on somebody and move them out the way, that's how you get position. But it's your hands and your pursuit, but how you hold on to that ball in traffic. And, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, Tobe Awaka is as good, if not the best, Arizona rebounder I've seen at securing the ball and having nobody able to take it away from him.
And then you have to add, J-Dub, you have to add the anticipation of where the ball is going to come off at and to get your feet where they're supposed to be. A lot of people can see it. A lot of people know where they should be at. You'll see him on one side of the rim, and he'll see the ball go up, and he'll be on the opposite side because he understands where it's going to be. And then we're talking about a guy that's at least 260, 270 pounds.
That's what makes him elite, because like anybody, like his size, you should imagine like he's going to just carve out space down there and the ball's going to drop in his lap. But it's not those that are impressive. It's the one you just mentioned where he's on the left side of the block, rebound comes on the other side of the rim, and he's over there before the guys next to it are. Like he pursues it. Like that's all he cares about. Every rebound is mine. Like you could tell that it's when he gets on the court. The first first shot that goes up, Kelvin, if Tobe Awaka doesn't get that board, it's surprising.
Yeah, and I think about him, that I know he could be a great football player and definitely a great tight end, but he just seemed like such a intellect that I can't see him even, giving football even a thought. But the way that he runs, his size, I can see him being a great blocker, because a lot of blocking his hands, right? Getting your hands on guys, and any passes that go up, if he can catch that big basketball like that, imagine what he could do with that little football. So he has a tremendous talent at rebounding that basketball. And, I don't know if he would get a chance in the NBA, but I know he would be a valuable guy across seas that would make a lot of money if he, decided to keep playing basketball.
96-62, Arizona Wildcats knock off the Abilene Christian Wildcats. We'll find out what we thought Arizona needed to do to win this game. When we come back, we'll review our keys to the game. Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day. Wildcats over Abilene Christian. Kelvin Efine is here along with JW Madden. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
I grew up in a broken home, and I remember being homeless and being pregnant in Tucson. I remember being scared, and I went to Gospel Rescue Mission at Christmas time. And that was when everything changed. The gospel did more than just keep me sober. I started finding myself. Hi, I'm Christina, and I've been clean and sober for almost 6 years.
Go to grmtucson.com to give today.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Tohono O'odham Nation.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Back your hometown favorite. Get your very own exclusive University of Arizona debit card from Hughes Federal Credit Union. Union. Pair your new card with a free checking account that earns dividends. With no monthly fees, no minimum balance, and convenient 24/7 online and mobile banking. Visit one of our 7 convenient branch locations to get your card instantly, or open an account online at hughesfcu.org/wildcats. Show your Wildcat spirit all year long with Hughes Federal Credit Union. Certain restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA.
Looking for quality windows without the wait? Come to the Window Depot. We carry a huge selection of Milgard windows, in stock now and ready for pickup. Need something custom? No problem. From new construction to full home replacement, we'll help you order the perfect Milgard windows built to fit your space, style, and budget. Whether you're a homeowner or contractor, the Window Depot makes it easy to get the windows you need fast. Visit thewindowdepot.com to find a location near you and see why we're your Milgard window experts.
Wildcat fans, where do you go when the final buzzer sounds? You don't head home. You head to Roadhouse Cinemas and Roadies, Tucson's home court for great food, craft beer, and nonstop fun. At Roadies, you can bowl, throw an axe, play arcade games, or grab a burger while the next game plays on the massive screens. Then, catch the newest movies right next door at Roadhouse Cinemas with luxury recliners and full in-seat dining. Game days, movie nights, anytime. Make it a win at Roadhouse Cinemas and Roadies on the corner of Grant and Swan.
Did you know collecting sports cards is one of the fastest growing hobbies around? Whether you're looking to start or expand your collection, Showtime Cards is your ultimate destination. As one of the leading card shops in the country, they've been serving our community for over 25 years with the best in sports cards and trading card games. From rare finds to the latest releases, Showtime Cards has it all. Check them out at ShowtimeCards.com or visit them today at 5801 East Speedway. And discover why collectors everywhere trust Showtime Cards for their passion.
Hold on, that wasn't Santa's sleigh. That was a Blazer EV flying off the lot at the Red Tag event at O'Reilly Chevrolet. We've got Red Tag pricing on the latest electric Chevys, and yes, we have the inventory. Get Red Tag O'Reilly pricing and supercharge your holidays with shockingly great deals that'll make your old gas tank jealous. Find us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or shop 24/7 at O'Reilly.com. EVs at O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Hi, I'm Jordan Benjamin with Dunright Services. When your home or business needs HVAC, plumbing services, or electrical work, trust a true local Tucson company, Dunright Services. We pride ourselves on delivering top-notch service, fair pricing, and expert craftsmanship. The job isn't finished unless it's done right. Weekend emergency? No problem. Just give us a call. We're here when you need us. You deserve the best, and Dunright Services delivers. Call us today for a free estimate at 520-369-3966.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Our Black Friday week of savings has been extended into December. Right now, every set of tires is on sale, and you can stack on manufacturer's rebates for even more savings, up to $180 more. We've also got popular maintenance services at up to 50% off to get you road trip ready for all your holiday travel. Jack Furrier's 14 area locations are ready to help. So call, stop by, or visit us online at jackfurriers.com. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Since 1960, we're here to get you there.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and two-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit kaisergarage.com to learn more.
A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain, Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Off for Del Orso, a little crossover, double team, ball knocked away, got it back, now throws it inside. Awaka lay it up, no, but there's Poa Pete to slam home the follow. First points of the night for Koa.
How did our keys to the game go for your Wildcats? Our keys to the game are brought to you by Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive Group, the dealership that is different.
All right, what did we think the Wildcats needed to do to win over Abilene Christian? I believe Kelvin started us off earlier.
I think the biggest thing today is locking down on the defensive side of the ball. Again, I think those guys should not be able to get more than 60 points in this gym. So, lock them down, really contain the three-point shooters. Don't just allow them to get wide open shots. We've been doing a great job with that. And they have no size, man. So it sounds redundant, but you got to pound that inside, man, and go to the big guys. Let the big three attack these guys.
6 for 16 they were from 3 in the game. Sibo Newton got a little hot there, 3 of 5. But other than that, no one else did much from that respect. And 62 was the number. So a little over that 60, but right there.
Yeah, right there, man. I thought they played the defense that I thought, that they could play today. I wanted to set that number right there. Disappointed me by 2. Disappointed me by 2. But I'll take that all day. I wish we could have went inside just a little bit more, just pound those guys. But, hey, Burries had it going.
44 points in the paint.
Yeah, not quite the 60 that we thought they might get to in this game, like they did a couple of games ago against Auburn. My keys were next, I believe. Yeah, I'd like to see, Kelvin, maybe kind of a reestablishment of Koa Pete in this ball game. He obviously got into some foul trouble there Saturday night and never really was able to kind of maybe find his flow and hasn't maybe necessarily been, quote, a focal point in terms of them running a lot of offense for him. And I think this is one of those games where you might be able to do that to get him going, get him established and feeling good in the flow of this offense. Because I think these are those style games where you want to start to get guys comfortable in the flow of what you're trying to do out there at the offensive end. So I'd like to maybe see them try to get Koa back established out there early in this game for sure. That would be my top thing. And obviously, any game like this where you're playing a lower level team, you want to make sure that you don't allow them to get going from behind the three-point arc, because that's really the only way they're going to be able to beat you tonight is if they start knocking down three-pointers. So you can't be slacking when it comes to the three-point line tonight. Koa went 3 of 5. The one thing I am noticing on his, he at times the two shots he missed, I believe both of them he left them short on turnarounds in the lane, and I've noticed that that's something that he does a lot. He leaves that turnaround jumper just a little bit short.
Sometimes he fades. You see it, J-Dub?
Yeah.
He fades a little bit, and I don't think he really needs to do that.
He also shoots on the way down.
Yes. And it's like he's fading and coming down at the same time. Mm. Yeah, I tell the kids about that. And I say, man, you want to be vertical. Get straight up over that guy, because if he touches you, it's a foul. So if you have to lean back, you should have attacked a little bit more if he's that close. So
I'll tell you one more thing he needs to work on is an inside-out dribble, because everybody's anticipating the spin now. Everybody's expecting this. As second he touches the ball, Kelvin, on that elbow or whatever, he's so spin happy. Like, he loves to spin off his man, feel that body, because he's so much more athletic than anybody who's guarding him. But players are starting to anticipate that and beating him to that spot. So he's had a couple turnovers where they've beat him to that spin and gotten to where the ball was going to be. If he anticipates that and just does inside out and goes the other way, that's a dunk.
And also what I'm noticing is, too, they're forcing him out farther on that spin. He was getting, like, below the dots on the spin, the dots on the circle. Now he's at the free throw line. And, so right there, to me, you should just pull up. You don't even need the spin right there. To me, spin is when you're attacking the rim and they take that away, and then you counter by spinning away to create the space. And then, to me, he don't need to fall away. I mean, with his jumping ability and with the spin move itself, there's the space right there. Go straight up and down and knock that shot down.
J-Dub's keys.
Yeah, real simple for me. I think business attitude. You got to make sure that you take this team seriously. Keep the turnovers and silly fouls to a minimum in games like this. Easy to get that. I'd like to see less than 12 to 14 turnovers from the Cats tonight. Work the offense and keep the connectivity. You got to continue to work on on those reads and being able to play with each other and that cohesiveness that the Cats still need to work on with some young guys. So 20 or more assists is a number we always like to see. I didn't see that the last time out, so work on those, reads and driving kicks and whatnot. And then hustle on the defensive glass. If any team's going to come in here, we know they're going to shoot a ton of threes. But as Kelvin always says, getting lazy, especially with those wing players, you got to make sure that you get on the glass. So less than 10 offensive rebounds for ACU tonight.
They got 11.
Yeah, they had a few late. I was tracking that, and they got a few late. It's the big number is only 9 second chance points.
Yeah.
You can live with that.
Absolutely. And 18 assists, so a little under the 20, but...
Yeah, I think some of those sloppy turnovers, would have been assist. That's the way I look at it is that I would say, like I said earlier, 5, 6, maybe 7 of those turnovers were avoidable. Lazy pass is kind of the old adage, Kelvin, that you always try to, teach kids about those bad habits. You can't be doing that as you rank up and get to higher levels of basketball. Just a couple of those screen and rolls that were floaty passes. I think you eliminate those turn into assists. It's closer to 20 and 15, but just clean up a little bit.
I always say, guys, if the pass doesn't have a name, if it isn't a bounce pass, chest pass, or overhead pass, what are we doing?
Great point. That's such a great point.
What is the name? What do you call what you just did?
Yeah. John Wood's not teaching float pass.
All right.
What do you call that around the body pass we watched Karl Anthony Towns make on the top 10 plays that he made to get his guy the dunk? What's that?
That's kind of a shuffle pass, but you said something there. Pro.
There you go.
Pro. Okay, so that's another level.
Well, Coach Kelvin, how it works is you prove you can make the simple pass, and then maybe I'll let you get a little funky with it.
Yeah, then you can turn into Magic Johnson.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
All right, that's what we thought the Wildcats needed to do to beat Abilene Christian.
Those were today's keys to the game. They're brought to you by Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive Group, the dealership that is different.
All right, Kelvin, final thoughts on a win over the Wildcats from Abilene, Texas.
The guys took care of business today. That's all you can ask for. No injuries, which is very important at this time of the year. You're getting ready to go into conference. Got a couple other non-conference games to go, but you're heading in the conference, so you want to be as healthy as possible. I just keep thinking about Jaden Bradley, man. I mean, he's not putting up the crazy numbers that people expect, but the number one number that you judge a point guard on is winning. And he's doing a lot of that, and he's done a lot of that in his career. And I'm just, again, having a leader like that on your team that is selfless. He's not worrying about the freshman core Pete. Or, some teams, guys like this wouldn't be able to shine like this. And the reason why they're able to shine, the reason why 6, 7 different guys have scored 20 points is having a point guard that's unselfish and that's willing to do whatever it takes to have this team win. Like you guys said, 35, 38 minutes last year. His game today where he had 20 minutes. I mean, he's not concerned with that. His goal is to win and to be the best leader possible on his team. And, hey, we're going to have to start looking at him as being one of the best leaders of Arizona team, because when you're talking about winning, which is what it's about, and doing it the right way, I think you can, put a star right next to his name, because, he's doing that. In abundance.
All right, Kevin, we'll see you Saturday.
Yes, sir. Bear down, guys.
All right, Wildcats knock off Abilene Christian 96-62. Final timeout. We'll hear from the coach, scoreboard, and wrap it up. When we come back, you're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
There's never a good time for plumbing issues.
No.
Honey, my parents are here.
Oh, man.
Don't worry. With Drain Masters in Tucson, not only do you get local, professional, full-service plumbing with 24/7 scheduled or emergency service, you get a lifetime transferable warranty on all house water repiping. So this...
They brought my aunts and uncles, too!
...is gonna be fine. Drain Masters, we do it all. And now offering financing. Solid service, fair price, guaranteed. DrainMastersTucson.com.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. In the top-rated Vail School District, Rockin' K is close to work, shopping, and services. Tour 18 model homes by top-tier builders, offering move-in ready homes and special incentives. LiveRockingK.com. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
From offices and warehouses to retail spaces and restaurants, the right lighting transforms your environment. At Arizona Commercial Lighting, we've been proudly locally owned and operated for nearly 40 years. Our extensive inventory of in-stock lighting solutions is designed to meet both commercial and residential needs, with quality, variety, and value you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at 1436 East 17th Street or explore our offerings online at azcommerciallighting.com. Be sure to ask about available TEP rebates. Arizona Commercial Lighting, powering business through precision lighting.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Thana Ogden Nation.
Ready to score a new vehicle? Whether you are looking for a new car, truck, or electric vehicle, at Royal Kia, we know exactly what you want. A quality vehicle at a great price and to be treated fairly. We stand by our transparent online pricing, offer a 72-hour buyback guarantee, and you work with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $589 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus, or royalkia.com.
Why do I spend so much time educating our youth about financial wellness? I have seen the fire ignite inside of young adults when I show them how the power of compound investing can change their futures. This is Natalie Fernandez at Meridian Wealth Management, and I'm committed to affecting change with our youth. An idea for all of you listening today, gift a Roth IRA contribution for the holidays or birthdays for your kids and grandkids. Contact our office at 520-719-1433 for guidance and details. The change begins with us.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up with science.
You mean they don't use yesterday's newspaper?
No, they use the latest in technology and innovation to eliminate bugs, bees, termites, weeds, and more.
So no as seen on TV salt guns?
Nope, only solutions that target insect biology, using chemistry to help protect the environment, people, and their pets.
You are so smart.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up. Call 886-3029 or visit essentialpest.com.
Coach Tommy Lloyd here. Did you spend money on your AC this summer? My friends at Rightway will give you back up to $3,000 for those repairs.
That's right. No matter who did the repair, we'll buy it back for up to $3,000 towards the purchase of a new heating and air system.
No repair bills this year? No worries. Get 0% interest up to 60 months. 25C tax credits. $3,000 trade-in for your old AC. Plus 10-year parts and labor warranty.
Have an aging heating and air system out of warranty? We'll inspect it absolutely free. Call Rightway Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing today. 520-201-8220.
Our Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Gameday postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Abilene with the ball. Lewis out top, guarded by Nelson. Lewis going to drive him down near the right wing, throws it away. Del Orso with the steal. He's going to go the other way, and Scott lay it up and good. Del Orso gets to 7 points. Turnover number 10 on Abilene Christian.
Let's take a look at what's happening today around the rest of the country. The Wildcats Radio 1290 Game Day Scoreboard is brought to you by Goldberg and Osborne. Goldberg and Osborne, Arizona's leading injury law firm.
3 other games in the Big 12 tonight. It's still tonight, 11:45. Number 10, BYU beats Pacific 93-57. It was Richie Saunders scoring 24 points in that game. 17th ranked Kansas over Townsend 73-49. Texas Tech by 11 in a high-scoring game over Northern Colorado, 101-90. Lawan Watts scored 36 points in that game for Texas Tech. Games in the top 25 tonight. There were a number of those. 5th-ranked UConn over Butler, 79-60. It was North Carolina beating East Tennessee State, 77-58. Henry Vasar, 26 points, 8 rebounds for the Tar Heels, who are 10-1. 14th-ranked Arkansas. Career high. Is that career high? Yeah. 14th-ranked Arkansas over Queens University, 108-80. It was Duke, the third-ranked team in the country, in a tight game at the half with Lipscomb, but they win it 97-73. Cameron Boozer, 26 points, 13 rebounds. Michigan State over Toledo, 92-69. It was, though, Sonny Wilson with 29 points in that game for the Rockets. A game involving ranked teams tonight, the only game involving ranked teams, and Tennessee ends their 3-game losing streak at home with an 83-62 win over number 11 Louisville. And for the Tennessee Vols tonight, it was Jacoby Gillespie with 23 points. 22nd ranked St. John's beat DePaul 79-66. And in the NBA, it was the Cup final tonight in Las Vegas, and that game goes to the New York Knicks over the San Antonio Spurs, 124-113.
Also, condolences to Victor Wembanyama. He lost his grandmother this morning prior to that game, so he's had a rough day.
Yeah, definitely. Condolences out to Wemby for sure. That's your scoreboard.
The Wildcats Radio 1290 Game Day Scoreboard is brought to you by Goldberg and Osborne. Goldberg and Osborne, Arizona's leading injury law firm.
96-62. Let's hear a little bit of what the head coach had to say after the ball game. Tommy Lloyd, after his Wildcats move to 10-0.
All right, good evening, guys. Let's knock this out.
When you have an opponent like Abilene that fouls as much as they do with their aggressive nature and all that, what's the message to the players? Like, expect this contact? Or?
For sure. You know, Abilene Christian has an identity. You know, they're a scrappy defensive team that's, they do a great job stealing the basketball and, putting pressure on you and, kind of denying some maybe normal passes you would get. So you want to be able to attack that pressure. But, one of the downfalls of the way they play is there's a lot of fouls. They have a high foul rate. So, we don't overthink that. But for sure, we wanted our guys to be strong with the ball. Attack. We were able to get in the bonus early. But we still had 18 turnovers, and that's a credit to them a little bit, and maybe just a little bit of casualness on us that we can definitely tighten up. But I want to give Abilene, some credit. I mean, they're a scrappy program, and those guys played hard, and they've had a lot of success for kind of a newly found Division I program.
Considering this game is in between like Auburn, Alabama, and then San Diego State, having an opponent that has that kind of identity is better than someone.
For sure. I mean, most teams have an identity, and let's not give us enough credit to think that you scheduled Abilene Christian in between here, thinking it's going to prepare us for the next game. It's just kind of how the dates worked out, and but there's no doubt. I mean, we know we're going to have to take a look at where some of those turnovers came from, and tighten some things up a little bit before Saturday.
With what you said about the fouling, did Jaden get in the line 10 times in 11 minutes at the beginning? Did you see that coming?
I mean, I don't know if I had it in my notes before the game that it would happen, but it happened. And Jaden's kind of proficient in getting fouls. He's good at playing downhill. He's good at playing on balance, and that's usually a good recipe for getting a good whistle.
I mean, not specific to tonight, but what have the last 10 games meant for confidence for the team?
Man. Hopefully we're starting to establish, who we want to be and what we can be. I really challenged our guys, before the game to kind of hone in on our on-court values and our on-court identity. And, I think it's important to kind of refocus on those things. They can kind of be a beacon, for how we want to play and understanding what's important to us. As opposed to, thinking maybe, this can be a certain game where I can play well or I'm going to get a highlight tonight. We don't want to think like that. We want to honor our values and honor our identity, and that's what we focus on.
Specific to Brayden, because he's gotten that confidence in the last few games. Just if you've done quite yet with that.
I mean, Brayden obviously is a good player. And, I'll let his performance do the speaking, and I was never worried. Maybe some people were. I mean, I don't know if they were or not, but I know how good of a player he is, and I trust my judgment, and so he's playing how he's capable of, and I think he can consistently play at this level for an extended period of time.
Where do you see CD in his development?
Well, I mean, wow, that's a long question. A year from now, I would say first thing. Kind of before the Alabama game, I grabbed CD and I told him, I want him to be ready to play in a high-level game in 4 weeks. So, CD's gotten off to a slower start here for a variety of reasons. But CD's really talented, and he's a great kid, and he can catch up fast. So I want to get him in catch-up mode right now, physically, just with his strength, his conditioning, his physicality, his IQ and understanding of what we're trying to do. You can see just his ability out there in some flashes, but, there's obviously, more we need to get to, but let's just have a good day today, and we're going to follow the good day in the weight room tomorrow and a good day of practice, and then we'll just stack, and then we'll periodically poke our head up, from the ditch that he's digging, and we'll see where he's at. But I don't have like a year long plan.
Just wonder what you thought of that sequence. You have the block, dunk, and the.
Obviously, great play. He's had some of those plays in practice, and he's really given our big fits. Protecting the rim. He's not easy to score over there. He's a great timing on blocking shots, and what I really encouraged him to like a week ago. I'm like, CD, what we were watching you when we were creating you were catching all these alley-oops. I don't even think our team thinks you can catch one. So start showing us, show your teammates, and then let's create some belief in yourself and go. But I like where he's at, tonight, and I'm just looking forward to see what tomorrow brings.
Is he prone to maybe getting too excited? Sometimes it seemed like after he did that, then the defense, the guy fooled him, hit a three, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch that sequence. But he's a young player. He's probably got a lot to learn. But he's a great kid, and I think he's worthwhile for us to put a lot of effort and energy into him. And then he needs to reciprocate with that same effort and energy, and then we'll probably have a winning formula.
The head coach of your Arizona Wildcats. I like that. Hey, we saw this video of you dunking the basketball in alley-oops, and now your teammates don't know if you can do that. Tommy, challenging.
Got to.
The young freshman.
Got to challenge the most talent, especially the most talented guys with the highest upside, DK. That's how it's done. You got to challenge him to do that in games. Viral videos don't, win games, DK.
That's true, and we see a lot of viral videos out there of young people playing basketball. Can you do that, though, when you get into the actual environment? That's the question for sure. All right, Tommy Lloyd, you can hear more of his comments there. We cut that short because we want to get out of here, but you can hear more of Tommy Lloyd's comments on our game story, which will be up shortly over at WildcatsRadio1290.com. So check out.
Less that we, quote, want to get out of here and that we have to hit a mark because midnight is when we need to get out of here.
Exactly. There you go. All right, J-Dub, play the song then. Play the song.
W-I-L-D. Cats. W-I-L-D. Wildcats. W-I-L-D. Cats. Wild about the cats.
All right, we'll be back with you tomorrow at 3 o'clock, DK on the Sports Tips. So join us for that. We'll rehash this game and get into a whole lot more. Our next game will be Saturday night from Phoenix. We're not heading up there this year. We'll be here. They'll be there. But we'll have coverage of that beginning at 5 o'clock with Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day ahead of Arizona and San Diego State. Wildcats for the third straight year playing in the Hall of Fame series up at the Mortgage Marketplace Arena. Thanks to Dusty Dale over on the FM side, 107.5. David Dragon Ball Amata flew the plane here on the AM side tonight. For our guy Kelvin Efon and JW Madden, my name is David Kelly. I'll give you that final score one more time from McHale Center tonight. Number 1 Arizona 96 and Abilene Christian 62. Have a great rest of your night, everybody. Good morning almost. Bear down, Arizona.
Elliott's here. It's time to play. They want me in the NBA. When Tolbert plays, he plays to win. I put it up and it goes in. Huh.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Get your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
U.S. soccer. Reality says the odds are stacked against us. To think our U.S. men's national team can ever raise the world's biggest trophy. Be the first soccer team to beat them at football. Never. But here's the thing about us. Refusing to accept reality is kind of our thing. Being unrealistic, that's not a flaw. It's a force. It's fuel. Because if you want to be great and make history, never chase reality. Join U.S. Soccer Insiders today. Be part of the journey.
Toys for Tatas is the Curves Cabaret and Raiders Reef partnership with Casa de los Niños to provide a wonderful holiday season for children who might otherwise have to do without. Both clubs have toy collection boxes at their entries and will collect toys